I am back, and today, taking a little weekend getaway to Washington, D.C. This is a first for me. I've never been to D.C., but I have no clue where I am. I'm sitting outside of a Whole Foods market, outside of Foggy Bottom railway station, metro station. Metro, just gotta say for this, first of all, Metro, you are so much nicer than the T back home in Boston. They're so much nicer. The one blue line train I've taken from the Ronald Reagan Airport to Foggy Bottom Station, it is clean and nice and easy to use, and the T needs to take some notes. But this is on the itinerary today. Well, not today, this weekend, because the Kennedy Center is performing Spamalot, and that is what's brought me here. And, you know, probably check out a couple of the Smithsonians while I'm here. I know I want to do American history. I know I want to do the Air and Space Museum. That would be fun. I'll probably go check out the Postal Museum because I feel a little obligated to, being a mailman myself. But I might go to the zoo. Who knows? I gotta go find my hotel. I know it's 7:30 in the morning right now. It's way too early to check in, but at least get them to hold my bag and we'll see what happens. I'll bring you along with me. So this is my hotel right here, the Yours Truly in DC. So I'll be going seeing if I can check my bag so I don't have to carry it around. And right next door is the Call Your Mother Deli, which came highly recommended to me by a friend. So I'll be checking them out for breakfast tomorrow. Let's go see what I can do. Alright, so I checked my bag, got my drawstring on now, and figured why not start the trip off with a quick little visit to the Washington Monument. Plugged in my GPS, got that telling me where to go. They say it's about a mile walk, and we'll see how long that takes me. But that's going to be the first stop of the trip. So far, what I'm finding very interesting is this architecture over here that's like, it's real old-fashioned and almost like American history kind of looking, but then like right next door we had all these brand new buildings and there's no more of this architecture. And I've walked by a couple blocks where it's like this, where it's like there's old-timey houses and condos and stuff right next door to completely contemporary looking buildings, and I find that very intriguing. I feel like back home in Boston you get that kind of old-timey architecture, but everything's kind of clustered together in certain areas, and then you go into like the seaport and it's all brand new. They're never like right next to each other, and I don't know, it's kind of interesting just to see them sitting right next to each other, see how the difference in eras. I found it. Now just to figure out how to get in there. We'll see. Alright, so it looks like I came up from over here because I passed where I didn't see the White House because I came up this way, not over there. But I'm right here where I want to be. It's right over there. And let's see, where else do I want to go? I know I want to go see Lincoln. What else have we got over here? Oh, Thomas Jefferson Memorial. What did he miss? Right? Natural history, that would be cool. Air and space. See the Capitol building. Where's American history is right here. Alright, well, I'm going to start over here. Maybe from there I'll go right over to American history. As I'm getting closer to this thing, I'm realizing that it's actually huge. And like, obviously, it should be. Not should, but like, why wouldn't it be huge? And I'm just realizing that like, Spider-Man got nervous trying to jump off the top of that thing, and I don't blame him. Thing's huge. Well, that kind of ended up being a dud. They open at 9. It's 9:20 now, and they've already sold all their tickets for all day. Well, not sold because it is free, but I'm gonna try again tomorrow morning. But I am right here. There it is, the obelisk. and we'll see what happens. Look at this view, though. You can see the Capitol over there. That's pretty neat. And then you just turn around this way down there, is Old Honest Day. You know, I do have to say, I feel like I've been lied to, because Night at the Museum 2 made it sound like all these museums, or made it look like at least, all these museums were so much closer to each other than they are. I feel like I'm walking halfway across the city just to get anywhere. So this is not New York. Everything is not just nice and readily available all in one spot. I'm getting my steps in today. Maybe I'll go back home a few pounds lighter. Maybe. Silver lining, always, right? Alright, plans are changing. Looked at the weather. It's going to be kind of rainy and gross tomorrow. So I'm going to try to find my way to the zoo today. I'm walking away from the Smithsonian Mall, garden areas, and making my way back to the metro. Because I'm not walking 3 miles. Not happening. So, there's also like a lot of like vehicles, lawn care vehicles and stuff all over the place. So I have no clue if I'm walking where I'm not supposed to be or not. That had to have been the tallest escalator I've ever been on. It had to have been at least 4 stories tall. And it was slow. It was so slow. But, well, only about a 5-minute walk from the zoo now, so gonna have some fun. So it's just about 11 o'clock now. I didn't make it to the zoo. There's a lot of school groups going in right now, so I found a nice shady spot to sit, just relaxing a little bit, waiting for the craziness to die down a little bit before I go and walk in. But it's part of the Smithsonian, so it's free, and I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of it. So, got lemonade in hand, because it's real warm. And when you walk into the zoo, there were a couple different trails to go down, and I chose the Asia Trail, so we'll see what kind of mischief we can get into. So A, it's real hot. B, it's super busy. So I'm gonna try to film and see if I can show as many of the animals as I can, but A, all the animals are hiding, and B, it's really busy here tonight. So we'll see. I'm standing right outside of the red panda enclosure right now. I'll see if I can grab a video of that. It was too crowded over by the red panda. Damn, Master Shifu's too cute. Couldn't get over there with the camera. Though I did find a nice little spot to show off these guys. There's one elephant down there, and I think there's about 3 in a behind the scenes area, but they're all just kind of chilling. Way in the back there, there's a little panda guy trying to find some shade. You go, Poe. You relax after you save China. You deserve it. As I'm getting deeper and deeper into the zoo, I'm in an American Trails now, the treasure of North America, the sign said. As I'm getting deeper and deeper in, I'm realizing it's getting less and less crowded. It's like all the crowds kind of stopped right up front. So hopefully this goes all right. I came over to the otter exhibit, and I can't seem to find any of those little guys, but I thought this was really cute. The zoo made this little slide so the otters can go right down into their pool. How cute is that? So I was looking around the beaver exhibit, and I couldn't find the guy. And I was just kind of walking around, and they had a sign that said, hey, go inside the cave. If you don't see the beavers, they have a live feed. They might be inside their little hut. And so, I'm going to show you. They do have this little live feed camera, and kind of right in here, it's hard to see. The video on my end is hard to see, let alone videoing a video, but he's hiding in his little hut there, staying cool. We've got a little bear action hanging out over here in the shade. Oh, here go. He's on the move. What's he doing? You gonna play? You gonna eat? What are you doing? He's putting on a show for us. Having fun with your branch? This is kind of neat. They've got all these different like coral reefs, and you can tell that they're moving. They're moving and grooving. They're ready to go. But there's like no fish in here. It's just all, natural coral reef stuff. I see Nemo pop out 3 times before he can make his way to school. You see anemone. I find this hysterical. Hey, let's go to the Smithsonian Zoo and check out the pet guinea pigs. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but they're just, here's a guinea pig exhibit, guys. Just, here you go. Hi there, pal. Hi. Alright, so I took a little bit of a break there. I got some lunch. The restaurant I went to in the zoo here, it was bombed. There's I have to count at least 5 different school groups here today, but look, I found a dinosaur here. There's a random dinosaur. Okay. I'm gonna keep exploring. It's a little afternoon now. I'm really struggling to find things to do and take my time to do them, so we'll see how all night and all day tomorrow goes. Found the king of the jungle over here taking a nap on his throne, enjoying the sun. Hey buddy, you hungry? You getting something good in there, you little monkey? There's another guy up in the rafters up there, being active. Well, I'm more like this guy, finding the snacks. Right, it's a little bit after 2 o'clock now. I think I've just about had enough of the zoo. It's 85 degrees. Got another lemonade in my hand, and I am heading back to the metro. Yes, it is real warm today. Whew. So I went to go see if I could, check out the White House. I obviously knew I wasn't getting in there. The tours for that are crazy, but there must be something going on because they have the whole perimeter blocked off. You cannot get anywhere close to it. I got a selfie with the one kind of visitor outlook posts that they have for people who want to see it, but there was no way I was getting close. I'll put that selfie in now, but it was kind of a bummer because there's this big fountain in front of it, and you couldn't really see it. But plenty of other stuff to do and see around here, so I'm gonna see if I can go check in yet and maybe take my shoes off for a couple minutes. But we'll see what happens. All right, so it's just about 4 o'clock. As you can see, it's real hot, and I've spent a lot of time walking, but just made it to the hotel. They let me check in. I'm standing right at the door. I'm gonna do just a real quick little tour of the room because I think it's super nice. So this is what you see when you walk in the room. As you turn, hi, I'm hot. This is kind of, instead of a closet, you just get a little rod there. Right over here, you get your bathroom. Real nice looking. Rainfall shower over your head and a real bright mirror. A big old TV on the wall, and I got the king size bed. And let's see what kind of view I have. Just of the building next door. That is right there is New Hampshire Avenue, New Hampshire Street, New Hampshire something or other. But yeah, that is the yours truly
king bedroom. I am going to relax now because it's been a long day.
One thing that is interesting to mention is, as you walk in, you got this really nice tile floor that goes all through the bathroom. But then over here, once you get into kind of your living area, it just turns into like a concrete floor with a rug that goes all the way around the room. I only noticed it because that looks kind of shitty right there. I don't know, maybe it's just the design and I guess the interior design of the room that is supposed to look a little bit more industrial. I don't know, that might turn some people off, so just remember that if you're thinking of staying at yours truly in DC. Alright, so I took about an hour and a half off there to just lay down and rest my feet. Now it's about 5:30 and getting hungry. Gotta go find some dinner. I'll walk around a couple of the blocks around my hotel, see if there's something that catches my eye, and hopefully it's something good. I think I found a winner. And am I going to eat here just because of the name of the place? The Well-Dressed Burrito? That is exactly why I'm eating here. Not even like the biggest, I like Mexican food, but like the Well-Dressed Burrito, I think that's something I gotta try. Never mind. I'm looking for like a restaurant, and that is much more of like a Chipotle. Where you just go up and order your food and then wait for it at the table. I'm looking for a restaurant. So we're gonna keep looking. So this is where I ended up, the Boogie and Peel. I know I'm sitting right next to the speaker, but this is also one of those order your food and they bring it to you, but I was more in the mood for pizza than I was Mexican. And it just felt like this place kind of had a good feel, so we'll see how it is. Alright, look at that. I think I made the right choice coming here. This looks delicious. I can't wait to dig into it. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to try to video this right here. We'll see how well it goes. I don't think it's going to go very well, but that's a good pie. It's greasy. I like some greasy pizza. This is greasy. And the pepperonis are cooked just enough that they crisp up over the edge. So good. Good choice, Justin. Good choice. So, that pizza was delicious. I'm a pizza guru. I'm a pizza connoisseur. That was good-ass pizza. I was talking to one of the waiters as they was taking my plate away, and I was like, "Oh man, that was phenomenal. I loved it." He goes, "Oh, so, I just might have to come back tomorrow." And the guy goes, "You know what? It's our 1-year anniversary tomorrow, so maybe for lunch or dinner I might go back." So that place, highly recommend if anyone's in DC and just wants a quick, cheapish kind of meal. So right now, I'm trying to find Abe, and my sense of direction is, I thought was pretty okay, but apparently is not. I don't know where. I know I'm in the National Mall because, behind trees, but Washington Monument's right there. I thought Abe would be over here somewhere, but I do not see him. I gotta go see Abe. I'm gonna find him. It's the last thing I do. I found him way down there. So now I have to walk way down there. Why? Why is Lincoln so far away? Huh? Why is this pool gotta be so long? I just want to go take a picture with you. I need to take a selfie with you, Abe. Just saying, this is pretty rude of Abe. Making me walk this far and then making me do a whole bunch of stairs. Shit ain't right. Okay, so obviously a place like this, big touristy place, is going to be full of people all the time. I get that. But today was just a bad day to come here because A, it's graduation weekend and just everyone wanted to take their picture with the Washington Monument and Abe Lincoln in the background. And B, I think there's some sort of like prom or formal or something going on too, because there are all these people in tuxes and suits and gowns. So I don't know. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock now. That over there is the Vietnam Wall, and a little sentimental, my grandfather and I built a model of that for a school project when I was back in elementary school, and that's something I'd really like to go see. So I'm gonna go make that walk, and then I'm gonna be done for the night. About a 20-minute walk back to the hotel. So whew, I've had a long day. It is so time for this hot mess to go take a shower. I've applied deodorant 4 times today. Whew. I'm sure I still don't smell very good, so that's probably a little TMI. Am I gonna cut it out of the video? No, because I don't care. It's life. It's hot, and I'm walking everywhere, other than when I take the metro. But that's like, shit's 3 miles away, and I'm not dealing. My feet are already getting blisters. All right, we're all rested and ready to go for day 2. Here's the plan. I'm gonna go get some breakfast at Call Your Mother's Deli. Hopefully, I gotta check out the menu, see if there's something I like there. And after that, we go back to the National Mall. So I was online already. I did not wake up in time to make it to the Washington Monument. So that's not a no-go. I'm not getting those tickets because she told me to be there at like 8:30 to get a ticket for the day, and it's already past, it's close to 10, I believe. I was real tired, and that bed was criminally comfortable. Another thing I'm not going to be able to do is the Air and Space Museum, because apparently you need it's free, but you need a entry pass, and those book up online apparently. Saw that online, tried to get an entry pass, they're gone for the day. But I'm gonna try to make it into, because these ones don't need an entry pass apparently, natural history, American history, and the Postal Museum. That's my big 3 things I want to check out today before I go to the show at the Kennedy Center later tonight. I think that seems doable. And hey, if I can't get into the Washington Monument or the Air and Space Museum, it's always a reason to come back, right? All right, we're already pivoting because there's the line for Call Your Mother Deli, and I don't want to wait that long. So we're gonna find another breakfast joint. So I ended up going to GW Deli, which is right, I guess, in the center of the George Washington University campus. And everywhere I go today for food is gonna have long lines because it's graduation day, apparently. I'm seeing people with gowns, caps and gowns all over the place, so that'll be fun. But I got a sausage, egg, and cheese on a bagel, and I'm gonna eat it while I walk. Like I was saying yesterday, I can't find my way around DC. Something about the way it's set up, I don't know, I can't get my bearings. But I just walked 10 minutes in the wrong direction. I basically got to the point where I'm like, the Kennedy Center, that's on the other end of where I'm supposed to be. Oh, screw it. So, now we gotta take about a half-hour detour. What else am I gonna do? Get my steps in. And just a little quick update on the weather. The sun is not nearly as strong today, so that's nice. It's about 10 degrees cooler than it was, but the humidity skyrocketed. It's like I feel like I'm in Florida. It's so humid. It's like you walked out of the hotel and you just got hit by a wall of humidity. It was awful. So that's what I'm dealing with today as I walk all around the fucking place. These hats. Those are helpful. I just gotta take a 2-mile walk, but nope. I'm gonna try the scooters, and they got me there faster. And it was fun. I had a lot of fun scooting around on those things. So I came over to the post office museum, and there is no one here. But this looks cool. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. Look at how fun this is. A nice LLV over here, and a plane. So they have this model train in here, and this is basically what looks to be just like a mobile post office. This is pretty neat. Looks like they would just sort all the mail while the train was in motion. You get a picture of them doing that there. Even way over here down at the corner, you have the train. And this here is a little model of Auni, the mascot of the railway trains, railway mail service. Said that his master was a clerk and would travel the railways, and he would go along with him. When the master died, he just kept going along, and they different post offices around the country would make dog tags for him, and the postmaster made a new harness so he could carry them all. So this truck here seems to be the first standardized postal vehicle. But what I thought was interesting was you look inside, and it's still looks like it's still left-hand drive. It's not right-hand drive. But still pretty neat. There's some interesting stuff in there. I didn't want to stay too long and remind myself of work. There were some pretty cool interactive elements and models and stuff. Yeah, I would recommend if you have, like, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour to spend, and I mean, it's way far away from everything else, so maybe don't, but also, if you have the time. Here, I'm coming up on, I'm pretty sure this is the back side of the Capitol building, just because the National Mall is in front of it, so I'm pretty sure the front of it faces the National Mall, so I'm coming in hoping to get around there to get to a couple of the other Smithsonians. No lift scooters. If I found one, I would have been on one, but that's okay. I can use the walk. Found the front of the Capitol building, which means this way's got to be the National Mall. So let's get going. Alright, I am coming up now on the Natural History Museum. We are gonna go explore what's inside. Let's go check it out. It was mobbed in there, first of all, like, absolutely nuts. I couldn't even, like, get up to, like, exhibits and read the information about stuff just because there was a constant, like, rotation of people, and I just couldn't, I'm not a burrow my way up to the front. I walked around and saw everything. It was pretty interesting. I mean, I've never been much of a science guy, and it was all very much about biology and the evolution of how things came to be. There were fossils and statues of animals and stuff. It was cool. It was cool. If you like science and history and biology and stuff like that, that's probably more up your alley. Didn't really do it for me. American History Museum, though, that's where we're headed next, and I think that is more up my alley, so let's go check that out. Here we are. And go check this place out. It looks a lot less busy over here. We'll see what it looks like inside. First thing I stop and see is a map of Disneyland from 1961. It's got all these little fun facts on the back. Some of them are in English, some are in Spanish, but they have all these different neat little things. That's pretty cool. The first thing I stop and see, and here's a map of Disneyland. I didn't even realize that this was here, but there's a whole little like Disneyland wing. And I think I know where I'll be spending a majority of my time. Just reading all these plaques. So that was kind of neat. There wasn't a whole lot of like things to see in there. It was just a lot more like pictures and different descriptive things telling you exactly what and how Disney uses American values in the parks, especially in like your frontier lands, your Main Street USAs, and how some of the merchandise and everything can help show off American values. It was cool. It was a small little room over there with a hallway and everything, but I didn't know. That was a nice little surprise to walk into and see a whole like Disney Parks themed area in the museum. So that was cool. This one's pretty neat. It's the original Uncle Sam outfit worn by Wilbert Lepin. It's kind of cool. It's a model of Mount Vernon, George Washington's house. This is pretty neat. It is the house that 5 families lived in. It was from Ipswich, Massachusetts. Some of the interior stuff I read is not original, but most of the outer design and the skeleton of the house is all original that they brought here to display. Alright, this is where I've been waiting to go take a look at, Entertainment Nation. And it seems to be the busiest part of the museum. So we'll see what I can find. First thing you see as you walk in are these screen-used C-3PO and R2-D2 from, it says Return of the Jedi. So that's pretty cool. I know Star Tours in Disneyland has a screen-used C-3PO as well. We also have the ruby slippers right behind R2 and C-3PO.
Okay.
Got some original Kermit design here, so he doesn't even have his frill around his collar there. This is an original costume piece from the original 96 staging of Rent, worn by Jermaine Hirata, which I'm pretty sure he played Angel. So this must have been something that Angel wore during the show at some point. And this here is the shield used in, it says, the Captain America Winter Soldier, right next to a suit that Ellen DeGeneres wore, apparently. Here we have the very original George Reeves Superman costume. Here we have some cool TV artifacts, like we see Mr. Rogers' jacket, or a vet sweater, Oscar the Grouch, Elmo, whoever that is. I don't know, probably Little House on the Prairie. That Oscar the Grouch is pretty cool. Here are a couple of the costume pieces, obviously not the full costume, just the ears, the necklace, and the gloves that Julie Newmar wore in the 66 Batman series as Catwoman. This guy here, the Tucker sedan, it almost looks like something you'd find out of like a 1950s sci-fi futuristic movie, doesn't it? Especially the tail end over there. This here is an early school bus. I don't think I've ever seen like a early design of a school bus, but that's pretty damn cool. Alright, so it's just after 4 o'clock now. Finished up in the American History Museum. That was my favorite museum that I went to, and I went to 3 whole museums. But even like some of the stuff, I didn't film a lot of it because there's just like a lot of people, and I don't like doing that. But there's a cool section about like how cars have evolved and how we've traveled across country through trains and boats, and it was really cool. And yeah, obviously the entertainment stuff was right up my alley, but time to head back to the hotel, relax for a couple minutes, grab some dinner. I think I'm probably going to go to that same pizza place again and see Spamalot. Let's go. Say we get closer today. Wish I could stick around and, you know, admire it, but it is raining and I'm wet and I want to eat. But got closer. Don't know how, but I did. So I made it back to the hotel and my shirt got absolutely soaked. So, improvising a little bit and trying to use the heater to dry it off a little bit before I have to make my way to the theater. Let's hope it works, because I didn't bring another nice looking shirt. So as you can see, not pizza, because I would have had to walk the wrong way to get to the Kennedy Center and the pizza place. So came to, it's called Quigley's Tonic at Quigley's, and I got me a burger. It's got some brisket on it, an onion ring, some barbecue sauce. Looks real good. Some tater tots. Okay, so dinner was great. It's about 6:45 right now, and I am walking over to the theater. Finally time to see Spamalot. The whole reason this trip exists. So yeah, tonic at Quigley's. I'd go again. It was like a average American pub kind of thing, so my kind of food. Got a little starstruck there for a second. I'm walking right, let's see, where was I? Right up over where those people are over there, and there's a set of stairs right there, and shoulder to shoulder to me, I was walking right up next to Rob McClure, who's in the show tonight. Personally, one of my favorite Broadway actors. You know, kind of had to scurry up a couple extra steps to make it up to him. And we had a real quick chat. I said, hey, you know, I'm coming all the way from Boston to see this show tonight, so you better not let me down. He was so sweet. Said, oh, that's awesome. I hope you enjoyed the show. And I said good luck to him, and part ways that was it. But I was a little starstruck. It was really cool. Like I say, one of my favorites. He seems like he's just such a down-to-earth, chill guy, and he always does these awesome, fantastical, like, comedic performances. That just kind of like made my whole trip. Just that. That's the Kennedy, this is the back side of the Kennedy Center. Sits right on the water there. I thought this was pretty nice. This here is the cast for tonight. You get Alex Brightman, James Monroe Iglehart, Leslie Kritzer, Rob McClure, my man, Michael Urie. He was on that new show, Shrinking, on Apple Plus. Great show. Nick Walker, I think he was Burr for a little bit. I don't know who these two gentlemen are, but it's funny because Brightman, Kritzer, and McClure are all Beetlejuice alums. Just quick thoughts as I'm walking out of the theater. What a fun show. What a fun show. I'd seen it once before. It was a non-equity cast. And they were really good, but these guys, oh my god. Leslie Kritzer can sing. Whew, she hit some high notes. But just quick thoughts. I'm gonna sit down and actually do kind of a talk about it when I get back to the hotel. Not really a review. I just like to let my thoughts be known about it. I'm not a professional reviewer or anything, but I think I just like being able to talk about things and share my opinion. So once I get back there, we'll do a quick little recap. Okay, so I'm back at the hotel. I've got this little makeshift. My phone is sitting on top of the ice bucket, leaning against the lamp. I know the lighting is probably awful because the light is on. That's my one big complaint about this hotel, is that it's so dark here at night when there's no natural light in the hotel. Hold on, let me see if I can turn this light off that's right on top. Does that look better? I don't know, the room just looks very dark. No, that's not better. This is... Anyways, so I wanted to talk about my opinions and what I liked, disliked, blah, 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 about Spamalot at the Kennedy Center. This was the whole reason I came to DC, was when I found out that Rob McClure, Alex Brightman, James Monroe Iglehart, and Leslie Kreutzer, I believe those were the first 4 actors that were announced to be part of this show. I was like, that's something I need to see, and I need to see that now. And that was a few months ago. But they're all fantastic. All fantastic. Even, I know at one time, the kid who plays Guillermo in What We Do in the Shadows was supposed to play Patsy, but he had to step away, I think they said for personal reasons, so I hope whatever those were resolved and he is able to, live a happy life. But I just wanted to break down a couple of the key cast members and everything. Rob McClure, I have my thing out, that's what I'm reading here. Rob McClure was kind of like this bit character where he showed up, not character, he was a bit actor where he showed up as different characters throughout the show. The two most prominent roles he played was the historian, who just kind of like did his little narrations every now and then he played Prince Herbert towards the end. And Rob McClure, good God, man, you are not afraid to make a fool of yourself, and I love it. You are so funny, so funny. He played the bunny. And if you know the show, if you know the movie, the Monty Python Holy Grail movie, you know the bunny. And that scene got me rolling. So he was fantastic. James Monroe Iglehart was King Arthur. He got to play this very, very stoic character, and most of his jokes came from line deliveries that were dry. He wasn't the big, extravagant, look at me, I'm the funny guy. He was very much the straight man in this show, and he did that very well. He has such a capacity for improv, for comedy, that he just didn't get to utilize it well, but he's got that deep voice that suits that King Arthur role. So I wish he could have done more with the part, but the part doesn't call for anymore. So he did a fantastic job. Let's see who Michael Urie. Look, I had heard the name float around in the theater circles every now and again. I never knew who he was until just recently. He was on that Apple TV Plus show, Shrinking, with Jason Segel and Harrison Ford. He played the gay best friend. Everything goes my way, he says. And I fell in love with him on that show. And then I had already had my ticket when they announced that he was going to be in this as, what was his, Sir Robin. He was Sir Robin. The one that continuously soiled his pants. And he got my favorite number of the show. You won't succeed on Broadway if you don't have any Jews. And I was surprised because when I watched him in the Apple show Shrinking, it sounded like he had a much higher voice, but he was singing very baritone, almost bass, and I was expecting a higher pitch out of him, but that doesn't have anything to do with quality or anything. He was phenomenal. He also had a couple of his stare off into space kind of face that he put on. It was so good. Like his nothing phases me face was awesome. I don't think I've seen much better than his. That he cracked me up. Who else do we have? Alex Brightman. Alex Brightman, good old Beetlejuice. He played Sir Lancelot, and he hammed it up the entire show. At the very beginning, when he came in, and the way he stood and the mannerisms he used, he was a little more over the top than everyone else on stage. And I was kind of like, oh, did Alex Brightman get in his own head? Does he think he's better than everyone else in this? But no, because as the show progressed and you learn more about that character, you start to see why, and it made those previous choices that he made as an actor so much better. So overall, he played a bunch of other different parts too, and I'll get to my big complaint with the show later, but after I get through some of the actors and actresses here. But who else did he play? He played the French taunter, and he's like the king of accents in this show. He was the French taunter, the Knight of Ni, the Knights of Ni. I can't get as high as he did, but and he also played the Enchanter Tim. So he got to stretch his acting prowess a little bit and have a real good time doing it. Nick Walker as Sir Dennis Galahad. He was in the show. And he also played Prince Herbert's father towards the end, but like that character, yeah, he has that one big song in Act 1, the song that goes like this that he sang with Leslie Kritzer as a duet, who played Lady of the Lake. And voice was great, and he had a very similar vibe to him that James Monroe did, where he was just very, I'm elegant and nothing. He was another straight man, which when everyone else is acting so wacky and zany, your performance as a straight man, unless you're the straight man, like James Monroe was up front and center the whole time, he's off to the side being surrounded by all these other wacky guys. He just didn't stand out. He needed another gimmick to that. And maybe it's the way the character's written, maybe it was his performance, I can't say. Sounded great, Nick, don't get me wrong, you fit that character. It was just I wish you had given more. Leslie Kritzer, though, as Lady of the Lake, whew, she's phenomenal. She has the comedy, the acting, the music. She can sing. She can sing. Oh my God. Don't let her performance as Delia fool you if you got to see her in Beetlejuice. Her pipes, I saw her twice in Beetlejuice, where she got to play both Delia and Miss Argentina. And her Beetlejuice didn't do her justice. What she did here tonight and for the rest of the 2-week run that they have, some of those notes, some of those high notes that she was holding out for, she was holding them for so long. It gave me goosebumps. And then a brilliant ensemble, but I wanted to name one person in particular, Michael Fatica. Dude, you're hilarious. Every time you came on stage, you were so funny. Especially he's hitting a drum as Rob McClure sings the Brave Sir Robin song. He's just bang. Every couple of beats, just a bang, and then in between you do this crazy little dance that did not go with the beat of the song that McClure was singing, and he stole the show. I didn't notice him in Act 2, but then as he came out in this crazy green getup and he was hitting that drum. Every time the ensemble was on stage after that, I was looking for him. So good job. You hammed it up, and you hammed it up good because you got my attention. Now, the set, they actually did a lot more with the set than I thought they would. This was a big, intricate set for a 2-week run, and the costumes were just as good. They spent some money on that, and I didn't, for a 2-week run, I thought it would have been a little more cheap, but they did a good job. Now, this was my big complaint with the show, and I don't know if this is in the script or if it's a creative choice that these directors made, so bear with me here, but because some of these actors play multiple roles, their primary character, the knight that they're supposed to be, gets written out of the scene where all the knights are. So, particularly the end of Act 1, Alex Brightman gets to be the taunting French guard. And he's up on this second story behind the castle, poking out, poking out. And down beneath on the stage are the rest of the knights and King Arthur and Patsy. Lancelot should be there. And I don't know if that is the way it's written in the script, or if they just wanted a smaller cast and they just made some of these actors perform multiple roles. But it just kind of took me out because all the rest of the knights were there, except him. So, and they do the same thing again with Galahad, because he played Prince Herbert's father. So at the end, at the wedding, he comes out as Prince Herbert's father instead of Galahad being at King Arthur's wedding. So it's that took me out. I love having, because Michael Urie played a couple different roles, but that was none of the scenes, maybe one of the scenes that he should have been in as Sir Robin, but there was something about that just kind of ticked me off. Overall, loved the show. So fun. I laughed from beginning. Act 2 gets a little less funny, but it was still it's a good watch. I'm so happy I decided to come all the way to DC to see that. Yeah, so those were my thoughts. I've got to get ready for bed now because I have an early flight in the morning, but thank you for listening to me. I'll check back in the morning because I have some thoughts on DC as a whole that I want to talk about, and I'll probably do that on the way to the train to get to the airport. But those are my thoughts on Spamalot. I'll see you in the morning. Alright, it is 6:15 in the morning, and I am on my way back to the airport. People of DC, how on earth do you do this? I'm not going to say a worldly person, but I feel like I have a pretty decent sense of direction. But every time I try to go anywhere here on foot, it's like I have a feeling I know which direction I'm going, and then DC's on a spiral, and everything just goes up in smoke, and I have no clue where I am. I don't know if it's just me, or if it's the way that the city's set up, but every time that I'm like, oh, I know where I am, and I end up not. And I walked around for 2 whole days, and I still couldn't tell you how to get back to my fucking hotel. But that's life sometimes. Get those curveballs. And honestly, there's one time, I know I'll probably make a joke about this in editing, where I'm like, oh, that's the front of the Capitol building. So that means that the National Mall must be that way. And I was so wrong. That was not the front of the Capitol building. But that did give me a good time to just like walk around and look at like what the neighborhoods in DC look like, as opposed to some of these more main streets with like office buildings and stuff. The architecture is so cool. It's so cool here. But yep, on my way back to Foggy Bottom Station, top on the blue line of the metro, to get back to Ronald Reagan Airport. I'm not in a rush to come back to DC. I know the Kennedy Center is putting on Tick Tick Boom in October. I'm really gonna wait for the cast to see if that's something that I want to see. But yeah, not in a rush to come back. I wish I was. Oh well. Hey, thanks for coming along with me on this trip. And it's nice to be able to walk and talk, because there's no one out on the street right now at this hour, 6:30 on a Sunday. But yeah, I enjoyed myself quite a bit. And some of those Smithsonians, though, those places were zoos, like the children's groups and everything. They're like the most unruly kids I've ever seen in museums. Yeah. Well, that was my DC trip. Thanks for watching.